So you're hoping to make a change in life. Here's a quick video to give you a technique to help you with creating that change. And, as a potential focus coach, I like to guide people to understand that the most important thing they do for transformation and to move toward their potential is to go within, to connect back to their inner self. And when I refer to inner self, I'm talking about releasing expectations, judgments, and beliefs of others and instead healing your wounds and getting back into alignment with your heart and your intuitive side. So I really do believe that if we were all to go back and reconnect to our inner self, we would be allowing our talents and gifts to just flow naturally, and in return, offering more to the world than what we are able to offer, how we live based on what others believe is best for us. So there are different ways to connect back to your inner self. And one of the ways to go within and make internal changes that can change your external world is beliefs. So you're hoping to make some changes. You ultimately want to do something that creates a change in one or more areas of your life, or maybe even holistically. You just want to get back to a better place and mindset. But a lot of times people are focusing on career, romantic relationships, friends, family, health, wealth, and so on. And so most likely what you do is you end up focusing on the external things to make those changes. You fill out a bunch of applications, you network with all the right people, you go on a dating sites, you get more involved in activities to meet people, you work out and eat the right foods, and so on. And when you do this, you are engaging in external actions to bring change. But it doesn't always end up resulting in change or lasting change because you still didn't make any internal changes and you brought yourself with you. So you were in that original position because of where you were. And if you only made an external change, you're still bringing yourself along. So you need to make those internal changes. And I have a video on that I'll tag on here. So if you do ignore these internal aspects, then you most likely just kind of slide back to where you were before the change and experience things over and over. So for that reason, one of the internal techniques I suggest people to incorporate into their life is to start paying attention to their beliefs. It's one of the important places to start. You have to find out whether you have beliefs that are hindering your potential, or do you have beliefs that are promoting your potential. So what I'm going to cover is I will go over beliefs, explain them, how they influence your behavior, and give you activity to see if you have beliefs that are hindering your potential, and then replace those with beliefs that promote. So what are beliefs? Beliefs are created from our experiences, and many times are what others have accepted as truth and what they end up telling you. And often this is at a young age. And then you'll have experiences, and you'll have these thoughts and feelings surrounding these experiences. And as they happen over and over, they become your beliefs. So they continue to be validated based on how your mind operates. Beliefs will generally come from a subconscious level, and you'll make decisions and engage in behaviors that perpetuate those beliefs. So, for example, say you didn't believe that you're smart enough because when you were younger, you were told by teachers or parents or maybe even peers that you were not that smart. So you feel you're not smart enough to go to college, then your behavior might be that you don't even try to get better grades in school or won't even apply to college. So how are beliefs truly influencing your life? Two big psychology terms are worth mentioning. This will help illustrate how beliefs dictate your behaviors: confirmation bias and belief perseverance. So confirmation bias, this is a term used to describe how we tend to disregard information that doesn't align with our beliefs and only recognize information that does align with our beliefs. If you have a belief that people always treat you poorly, then you'll only remember incidents where others treat you poorly and forget about or not even recognize when others are treating you well. You can see that the way our mind works, this is limiting. if you feel this way, then you may behave in a way to sustain that type of behavior. So people will treat you poorly, so why treat people with respect in the first place? Further, it wouldn't matter when people are treating you well, you will only recall those poor engagements, validating over and over for you and influencing your behavior with others. And then belief perseverance. This is when you're given new information that would refute your belief, but you disregard it since it doesn't align with it. So you can see this is why it can be difficult to make changes. Beliefs are really strong, but I think even just being aware of how your mind works will help you make these changes. Beliefs can stop people from change. So say you want to bring in a really nice, loving person into your life. But if someone asks you about your dating life, you would tell them, I never meet anyone nice. They always end up being, and you can fill in your own expletives. Good luck bringing in someone who is nice and loving. You don't believe they exist. As mentioned before, based on how persistent beliefs tend to be, you won't even be able to recognize possibly that you met a nice and loving person. So if you want something to change, you're going to have to take a look at your beliefs. And you're going to have to make sure they're promoting the change. So I offer an exercise for you to do that will help you move toward understanding your beliefs better. Grab something to write with. And we're going to take the next couple minutes, which I'll ask you if you need more time to pause the video and come back to it. But think about something you would like to change and write that down. And then after you have that written down, now you're going to write the beliefs you have about this area of your life. Jot down things that you say or think regarding this area, something that you truly tell yourself and it evokes some sort of feeling. For instance, say you want to change your career. So what comes to mind when you start to think about changing careers? What do you tell yourself about the whole process? Maybe you believe that a different career would suit you better, but, people of a certain age shouldn't go back and change their careers. And then, this could elicit feelings of anxiety for the amount of work you would have to do, or it's just not appropriate for you to be going back to college at this age if that's what you need to do, or into a trade. So if you are having trouble coming up with your beliefs, I also think you can take a look at others and also kind of think of if someone came to you and said, oh, I'm going to change my career, what pops in your head? So if they came to you and said, whatever that is that you want to change, what pops in your head, write what comes to your mind. And it might take a while to think of it, but it could be even like a day or a couple days or a week or so. Sometimes they're just so far down that you can't really access them unless maybe you're engaged in something that triggers that feeling and that belief comes up. But I think this activity is good, even if it gets you to just start thinking about that association between the beliefs and your behaviors. But before you pause the video to kind of write out your beliefs, I do have an example of my own that I want to give. So the first 2 semesters of my master's psychology program, I was a teacher's assistant, which paid for my semesters and gave me a stipend. And we were only able to apply for a teaching assistantship for the first 3 semesters of the program. So the 3rd semester was coming up and I was planning on applying, but one of the professors mentioned that I would most likely not get the 3rd semester, that it just wasn't normal after a student receives a full year that they would get the 3rd. So when the professor said that to me, my beliefs of not taking things from others and that I don't deserve to receive this came to the surface. The feelings surrounded it were, insecurities and fear. So for that reason, I didn't even apply. During the 3rd semester, I was told that they would have given me one of the 2 teaching assistant positions if I did apply. So based on this scenario, it wasn't necessarily what the professor said to me, it was my beliefs that were elicited from what the professor said, which resulted in my behavior. So I missed out on that final semester opportunity from beliefs that were hindering me and not promoting me. So what I should have done was just disregard what I was told and question the beliefs that popped into my head. They weren't positively driving my behaviors to benefit my potential, and they needed to be replaced. So if you need to pause the video and then come back when you're ready to do the final part. But now that you have the area you wish to change and you wrote out your beliefs, take the next few minutes and create 2 columns like this. One will be hindering beliefs and one promoting beliefs. And take those beliefs that you wrote and place them in the appropriate columns. Again, you can pause the video to do this. But after, what you're going to do is any belief that you have that's hindering change, you're going to create a counter belief that will replace the hindering belief, one that is going to promote change. So pause the video and work on that. Now that you created the columns and created the new promoting beliefs, what I want you to do is I want you to let go of the old belief. Literally say, I release this old belief, and say whatever it is. It's going to happen. This belief is going to come up. And when it does, notice if you're behaving in alignment with the old belief. And if so, stop what you're doing and put your focus on the new belief. Beliefs are strong, as I mentioned, and it's going to take some time to truly incorporate a new one and let go of the other one, like the old one. But as this new way of thinking becomes more internal, you're going to start to behave based on this new thought. And eventually you'll have experiences that align with your new belief, which will elicit certain feelings. And if it is a promoting belief, it's going to elicit good feelings. So now you have a promoting belief that will create the change you want to see. Generally, this process will take time, but if you want to see real change, it is worth it to invest in yourself. For more techniques to connect to your inner self, go to my website, www.potentialfocusedcoach.com. I have it down in the description below. Click on Client Tools and download a free ebook that will guide you through the steps to go within. And if you're looking for more individualized work, reach out to me through my website or email me, all in the description below. Thanks for spending this time with me. I hope this short educational video has helped you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Leave any comments and subscribe to my website if you're looking for further educational videos.